Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Now That's a Good Read. Here where we read comic books for you, you know? Or don't read them to you. We kind of give you a little review, a synopsis if you will, of whatever issue I'm currently on, of whatever comic book I'm currently on. It's about comic books I've read, and it's all in the span of 45 minutes or less, or it's free. Wait a minute. You're getting paid to listen to this podcast. So irregardless, it is free for your listening pleasure. So let's dive in, head first, capes on, into this comic book. Okay, so it's zombies versus robots this time around. I believe in the last podcast I did say we'll read Batman Rebirth, but I decided instead I'm going to go ahead and read Zombies versus Robots. This is from IDW Publishing, and it is, the cover here looks like what later in the comic we'll refer to as a warbot. He's pile driving a zombie, and it looks like the zombie's fingers are just breaking off, so that's interesting. But yeah, it's always the dilemma, you know, zombies versus robots. So if the human race were to go extinct because of a zombie apocalypse, but of course robots are there, you know, who would win? It's like pirates versus ninjas, you know, kind of thing. So I would say I am on the robot side. Alright, so again, like I said, this is from IDW Publishing. Let's see. I'm going to get the names here correctly. Created by Chris Ryell and Ashley Wood. Editor is Chris Ryell. Editorial assistant is Michael Benedetto. Letterer is Sean Lee. They have a few other names in here on the front cover. Ryell, I apologize if I pronounce this incorrectly. Daisaru, Niles, Merrick, and Wood. They had a lot to do with this comic as well getting made. So it looks like Inherit the Earth, Tales of ZvR, Zombie vs. Robots, and The Orphan, I believe are 3 stories in this one comic book. Excuse me. Oh, I'm tired. It's late. So we got the writer for Inherit the Earth, Chris Ryell. The artist is Anthony Daisaru. And for the Tales of ZvR, Zombie vs. Robots, the dialogue/lettering is Chris Ryell, and the artist is Ashley Wood. For The Orphan, the writer is Steve Niles, the artist is Val Merrick, and the colorist is Jay Photos. But yeah, all in all, this is a really good book. So we start off with 1 year after the bombs dropped. So it looks like this, I'm assuming like maybe an atomic war, or nuclear war, if you will. Everybody's like, I'm sure it was like, you know, Americans, Russians, China, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, something Middle Eastern versus all of us as well. Everybody's like, we're gonna fire all at once, and then all the nuclear stuff explodes. The world is semi-unlivable, or at least most of it is. But the robots have taken over. Not taken over. I apologize. The robots have been a giant part of the world. They're the only thing that's essentially survived, you think. So we were going to this town. This little drone bot's flying around, looking for any more survivors. And of course, he gets orders from the other side. I don't even know where that's from, actually. Is it a human giving him orders, or reporting in, or is it another robot asking? It's like a major metropolis city. Not metropolis, but you know, it's a metropolis. Oh, downtown Santa Fe. Looks peaceful. The city stands, but its residents are gone. Nuclear dust. So nuclear war. There you go. Long since dispersed by now. Fallout and airborne pollutants are less than expected. Earlier radiation levels, seem to have accelerated vegetation growth. Nature is reclaiming its stake. All in all, I think that would happen in general. I think once, say we had a nuclear fallout, I think eventually, of course, the world would reclaim itself and try to rebuild itself after being injured like that. That's just my take on things. So this little drone bot's flying around looking for people, and of course they already know about the zombie outbreak. They're looking for signs of zombies. I don't know. So the person that's giving the orders or asking for the reports is like, take it easy. Besides, robot kind are the ones who launch the nukes. Oh, so the robots kill everybody. I apologize. I thought it was us. Robots are like, nope, we're gonna kill all of humankind. But never mind you that. Wait, never mind. I apologize. Wow. But never you mind that now. That's the zombie situation. Also gone. The little robot's like, most likely, no signs of... And then he like pauses, takes a beat. Wait. Off in distance, he sees a gathering of people. Next panel, we got zombies, scores of them, but without living human avatars. How? On whom do they feed, and from where do they come from now? See, that's a big situation. Like, okay, so if you, as a zombie, need to feed on human brains, and there's nothing left, how do you survive? I mean, it's nuclear fallout, so it's like, I'm assuming these ones for people. Maybe the nuclear part turned them into zombies. What do they feed off of? I don't know. Let's see. And so this robot just kind of flies by and destroys one of the zombies reaching out. Like blows his arm right off. It looks like they're become more sentient. The zombies are. This one's like so hungry. And so looks like they're coming back to life in a way. Like if you ever see maybe Warm Bodies, or there was like a British show that is about zombies, more or less. And they got infected, and but they were like, with this medicine, as long as you took the medicine, you were brought back to human status. You know, I can't remember exactly what show it was. Had to do with the name Skin or something. I don't know. I'll look it up later. I'll put it in the post of what it was. I'm sorry. I'll put it in the description of what I was talking about. Description of this episode. Zombies vs. Robots Inherit the Earth, Part 1. Secondary Protocols. And we got the writers and the artists and stuff listed below as well. While I'm reading this, when you hear this, go to IDW Publishing on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Go to the creators of this, Zombie vs. Robots. Find them out. Say thank you so much. This is a great comic. I want to read it. I heard this on this podcast. You know, reach out. Let them know you like it. This is from. Go back here. The year was. I don't know. Oh, last year, 2015. Okay, you know what? Actually, at the very bottom here I found... So if you go... Oh. This was IDW Publishing. But yeah, so like I said, IDW Publishing, Facebook, Instagram, DeviantArt, Twitter, YouTube. I don't see a Zombies vs. Robots tag anywhere to find them, the creators. But yeah, I'm sure if you search for it enough, there's a way to find it. So, looks like apparently there's some humans here in this, maybe a cryo chamber. The International Space Station, that's where the more humans are, I see. But they're back on Earth. So they got, okay, so in the cryostasis tubes in the ISS, International Space Station, looks like there's actually people like thawing out. So that's like literally the last time they talk about it. So I'm like, wow, you have 3 panels. You got a shot of the ISS above Earth. You got a shot of some lone, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cryostasis tubes just sitting there chilling, if you will. The next panel is a loud sound pops up and looks like there's fog coming out of it. I'm assuming they're going to be opening up soon. And then it cuts back to Earth. You're like, okay, so a little tease about possibly humans, maybe not even humans, we don't know. But back to Earth. This little robot's flying back to where the story began. And it talks about these 1, 2, 3 scientists that created a portal. So, so these zombies, like, apparently they came from like the future. It's so weird. They're never ending, like a cycle. This and then they created these robots, or this one of the scientists created this portal, which opened the doorway to times and places, other times and places. Then zombies. Oh, I'm sorry. Then somebody went through that was improperly outfitted, and which created the infection. But then, like, another scientist who was properly outfitted with his, like, armored suit went through and then fight off all these zombies, but he didn't make it to Earth. And then back on Earth, this robotics expert created an adaptive AI, a warbot, if you will, and but he couldn't tell the warbot or the AI, active AI, couldn't tell the difference between zombies and humans. So, you know, as soon as he saw a zombie, bam. As soon as he saw a human, bam. Same thing. Like, he's like, oh, I guess I could kill both of them. So that didn't really help. But he's still active, running around, killing zombies. And then, yeah, so this portal is still open. It's continuous. They're coming from the future, different times, zombies. It's a huge infection. This drone's running around to try to figure out what happened. And he finds a little, like, what do they call it here? A guide bot without a master. He rejuvenates the guide bot to figure out what happened. The guide bot explains, my master was torn up by zombies. And then pretty much, like, fizzles out and kind of dies. And then this little bot flies further into this tunnel, and noticing that it's still open, zombies are just keep recurring, and he gets into the warbot, who's just firing off at zombies. They've created the warbot that is infinite ammo. Somehow he creates his own ammo, which is a cool idea. Not so much for a warbot to do so, but the idea of creating your own self-supplying ammo. I don't have them. It's robots. I don't know anything about robots, except apparently they don't like zombies. I apologize, I keep yawning. Wow, it's late for me. Not even that long of a day, I'm just tired. But I'm here to give you some podcasts. So, gonna do this one, then I'm gonna head to bed. I did do one earlier, Open the Door, of course, that it's like more of a mental health thing. So if you have any depression issues or, you know, any kind of mental health issues, go ahead and check that one out too. It's on the same channel. You can find it on my Twitter, Josh Myhall. JoshMihal. Same as Facebook, Josh Myhall. If you have any questions about this one or any other podcast that I do, go ahead and email me at joshmihal@gmail.com. And by the way, you're hearing this strange music in the background? It's called Ode to Dubstep. It's from FoolboyMedia on freesound.org. Go over to freesound.org, say, awesome, thank you, I've heard you on this podcast. There's tons and tons of sound bites, music, all instrumental, of course. There might be some that are not, I'm not entirely sure. But I just found it mostly instrumental, and it's free to use as long as you give credit where credit is due. So pull what you want, download, and use it wherever, as long as it says, yes, you can use this, you know, for non-commercial stuff, whatever reason. Or sometimes they're for commercial stuff, as long as you give them credit. They're great over there. freesound.org, and again, this is from FoolboyMedia, like a fool, FoolboyMedia, and the sound, or the intro song, or the song, sorry, is Ode to Dubstep. Alright, back to the zombie versus robots here. So we got this warbot just firing at zombies, pop, 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 you know, firing, killing a ton of zombies, and he squishes one with his foot. This guy's like probably 7 to 8 feet tall. And the little, like, drone flies up to him. It's like, an active warbot? That's crazy, you know. But the warbot's like, mentions the name of, the warbot hears the name, Throckmorton, which is one of the doctors that created him, actually. And again, he can't tell the difference between zombies or humans, so he just fires. Apparently he didn't like the name, so he just kills the drone here. Spoilers! I should have said it at the beginning. There's lots of spoilers. I'm going through this comic for you guys. I mean, I'm going to give you a little insight. Some I'm reading a little bit for you, but I'm not going to read it all to you. You go out, you buy it.